Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your favorite electrician, Doug here. Happy Tuesday. Right back at it with Lumen Brothers Electric Company. We're out here on the road today, getting ready to do a fun lighting project. Wanted to come to you guys today and talk about something. This is for the younger people out there that are getting into the trades, or for that matter, any industry that you're getting into. If you're just coming into any field and you feel like, we've talked about this recently, you feel like maybe you don't possess the hard skills that you need to be, further along down the road, that you feel like are going to make you a viable member of a team. I wanted to talk today about the difference between hard skills and soft skills. So for a lot of you, you might have never even heard the term soft skills before. So let me tell you the difference to start. Hard skills are the actual tangible skills that you acquire through practice. If you're an electrician, that means anything from understanding how to install any electrical system, tie in a box, run a smoke circuit, you name it. All the hard skills that when you come to a project, you know how to soup to nuts, do the actual work. Those are hard skills. And let me tell you something. You will learn those skills. You will pick them up. It takes time, and I cannot stress the importance of those skills. That's really what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's about being able to provide a service for people and have the finished product be as near to perfect as possible. That's the goal. And those are your hard skills. Now, a lot of you might feel like, man, I don't have those hard skills yet. I really want to get into the trades, or I want to be in one form of profession or another, but I'm just not there yet. I don't think I offer anything to a team because I just don't have the hard skills. Well, I'm here to tell you what you can work on, and what you've already been working on your entire life and you may not even realize it are soft skills. What are soft skills? Soft skills are basically character traits, right? They're like your reliability. Are you self-motivated, right? Are you empathetic? Are you a good communicator? Things like that. Those are soft skills. They're basically the underlying characteristics of your character, of you as a person, that encompass the hard skills and make the hard skills more palatable to the people that you have to deliver them to. I hope that makes sense. So basically, I'll give you an example. Imagine this. You've been in the trades for 20 years, say, and you're really good. Say you're an electrician. You can come into a scenario and, man, you can make the most beautiful work. You do, say, renovation work, and at the end of the day, it's gorgeous. The client loves it. But you suck at communicating. The client did not know what to expect the entire time. You were really bad at managing expectations and communicating what the client should expect throughout the process. You were really bad at getting back to them in a timely fashion. Just overall, the soft skill of communication is something that you lack. Now, even though the work that you just did for that person is impeccable, it's really good, they're going to have a less than perfect view of you in their mind because they were frustrated the entire time because they couldn't communicate with you. I've seen it happen over and over again. A friend of mine had an addition put onto the back of his home, basically added like 50% of the square footage to his home. And it's gorgeous. It looks great. But he was so frustrated the whole time because the contractors would do things and just not communicate with him. They wouldn't tell him why they were doing something, or there was this barrier wall in between what he was trying to understand and what the contractors were willing to communicate. And so that to me sticks in my mind, because even after doing such great work, you put your heart and soul into something, and the person's not that as happy as they could be. They're not as satisfied as they could be. And in fact, they might not call you again because you lack that communication. And it's all too common in the trades. We in the trades tend to be rougher around the edges. We're not always great at communication. We typically get into the trades because we like to be alone. We like to be focused and working with our hands. And it's the interaction between us and other people that is a challenge. And so that's where those soft skills come into play. So just for example, you're a young person and you're looking to get into the trades. We had a conversation on here about this young man named Hyder. Hyder, I keep using you as an example, but I think you're a good one. he wants to get into the trades, and he just wasn't sure what he had to offer. What do I offer these people who have the hard skills that I'm trying to get to? Well, whether you know it or not, since birth, you have been developing soft skills. Now, you may be good at some and bad at others. But today I want to talk about communication, because that's what we used as an example there. Communication can mean a lot of things, right? It's obviously, there's verbal, there's nonverbal communication. There's ways that you get your point across to people. And also, communication also involves listening and taking in information, being friendly and agreeable and open-minded. That's all part of communication too. So if you're a young person and you're looking to get in the trades and you don't have any hard skills, one of the main soft skills that you can utilize is your ability to communicate. And that's not just one way, that's taking it in too. So if you've got somebody who's training you, you want to be a really, really good active listener. You want to listen to everything they're saying, not be hard-headed and say, "Oh yeah, I did that before." Or I've worked with younger people who were nervous about what they didn't know, and so they compensate and make excuses for, "Oh yeah, I didn't know that," or I won't be very good at this. And it's like, you don't have to say that. We know you won't be very good at this. That's okay. That's part of it. You have never done it before. How could you possibly be good at it? So don't, try not to step forward with this barrier up. Be open. Be open-minded. Listen. And then when it comes time to, if you have a hard time understanding something that you're learning, some of the hard skills, communicate that. Hey, my partner Josh always says this. He is great at it's not self-editing. I can't remember what the term is, but it's basically like self-auditing, where he'll start by saying, "Hey, just so you know, I'm not very smart," even though he's very smart. But in a communication with somebody where he needs them to break something down slowly, he'll kind of self-audit and say, "Hey, I'm not super smart at this, so could you just talk to me like I was a kindergartner?" And that's okay. He's already set it out so that the person that's communicating with him doesn't feel like an asshole for talking to him like a kindergartner. That's exactly what he wants. And so those are all little skills that can go into your success. And they can also be things that you can add to a team. That's value you can add to a team. Say you're working with a journeyman, and the journeyman's terrible at communication. And let me tell you, that's more than likely the scenario you're going to run into almost 100% of the time. If you are a younger person working with, say, a journeyman, and they're not great at communication, and you are adding value to that team. Even if you don't possess the hard skills necessary, those soft skills that encompass that can add value. That journeyman's getting pissed off because the client is up their ass, and they're saying, the journeyman's starting to get frustrated, and you can tell they're going to blow up soon. Could be an opportunity for you to step in and say, "Hey, step away," and be like, "Hey, let me try to communicate. Talk to the journeyman first. Hey, would you mind if I communicated with this person? Would you mind if I tried to talk to them about how we can meet in the middle here?" I've had that scenario happen to me working for somebody before when I was new to the trade, and the master that I was working under was having a hell of a time and getting really frustrated. And before it got too bad, I stepped in and said, "Hey, do you mind if I just step in the next room here?" And I went down and talked to the client. And it's really, really valuable. And so that was a big one. Communication's big. Your agreeableness, your friendliness, your ability to bring a positive energy to a challenging situation. Those are all things that even if you lack hard skills, you can offer. So that's number one, is communication, and that's the one I want to talk about today. There's a website called resumegenius.com that has a list of the top 10 soft skills that you can possess that can add quality and value to the team that you're working for. And you should check that out. I'll link it down here in the content below the podcast episode and on the YouTube page. Go check that out. Those soft skills are super important, and you should be focusing on developing those as much as you're focusing on developing your hard skills, so that when you do develop those hard skills, the time that it takes you to do that, you have also developed the packaging that those hard skills come in that make them more palatable and digestible to the people that you're selling them to. So we'll get into more of those soft skills. We'll talk more about those as we go on. Hope you guys have a great day. Keep learning, keep working, stay safe.